Vivi is a collector of eerie birds. Neo Noir is a gallery of exhibit birds and dead lovers exhibits.
Okay. Hello friends, I'm welcoming you at my channel LiterMort, channel about literature and art. My name is Nadezhda Bugayova. I'm a specialist of Russian and European literature, and today I'd love to say a few words about Vivi's, one of the newest songs, Baby LACRIMARIUM. It's another one in the row of those which I have already analyzed. You can check the others if you're interested in Vivi's poetry, not only music. Baby LACRIMARIUM is a standing out piece of art. Let's start. I have some notices of mine here with me. The title, Baby LACRIMARIUM, says a lot. First of all, the baby is one of the most important concepts in Vivi's poetry, which we enjoy in the neo-noir. It's repeated several times. In the Forever Lost, we have the line, augment my fourth baby. And in Saturnalia, Vivi says, rather sings, love, Saturnalia. The Saturn is the Titan, ancient Roman god who devours his own babies. Yeah, it's a very popular Greek and Latin myth, though the word baby is not said in Saturnalia. It's implied, it's kind of sub-mentioned. So we can see a row of babies, which makes the baby in Vivi's neo-noir as a separate motif, literary motif. What does it mean? The baby is love, which is produced by two loving people. A man and a woman join together in love. Yeah, they become one. And what they produce, what they deliver is a baby. Their love is a baby. So the baby is actually a love, which, as Saturn does with the babies of his, is later killed by their own father and mother, by their own parents, when the two don't love each other anymore, when their hearts are poisoned with whatever negative, whatever evil is around in the world, which is poisonous in itself, then their baby is killed, like the two give birth to a baby. They deliver it, they pamper it, they feed it, it grows, it becomes stronger. But then the moment comes when the two don't love each other anymore. And so they slaughter their own baby. Yeah, like in Bible myth, sometimes fathers have to put their baby forth to be killed, to be slaughtered, like a lamb for the god. So the baby which is slaughtered like a lamb by their own father and mother is a very important symbol in the sea of symbols of Vivi's. What about the word LACRIMARIUM? It's of Latin origin. My knowledge of Latin language is just but slight. I had no more than a yearly course of Latin. Though, what can I say? LACRIMARIUM stands as a noun. It had the same root as lacrimosa, lacrimarius, connected with tears. That of tears, full of tears, something of tears, yeah? LACRIMARIUM. On internet there's a Vivi's explanation of what LACRIMARIUM is. As he says, with his own words, LACRIMARIUM is a file for tears. The tears is a standing out motif in all the songs of Vivi's in the neo-noir. LACRIMARIUM makes up connection with Dolorosa, Lacrimosa, the names which are given to the Mother of God, to Virgin Mary. The dolorosa, the one who is full of grief. Lacrimosa, the one shedding tears over Christ, over her lost baby. Virgin Mary is a mother of a baby, of her child, Jesus Christ, who is killed. Now you see this connection, right? The baby of love, God is love. Virgin Mary produces her baby. It's Jesus. She loves him dearly. And then her baby is slaughtered, which is the pure symbol of love in Vivi's poetry. This myth of a mother crying over her lost baby, it's one of the most protruding ones in the Bible. And it's much older. In Greek mythology, and we see that there's a very strong symbolic Greek line in Vivi's poetry. He shows very vivid interest in whatever is connected with Greek, Latin mythology, which I dearly praise, because so do I, so do all of us who love the Greek mythology from childhood. So finding all these Greek pieces, Latin pieces in Vivi's poetry, I find something which is easily read by me, which makes up a cultural background, general European background. Yeah, it's somehow a connection between the centuries, between the millennia, yeah? Thousands of years. In Greek mythology, the myth of about a mother who lost her child was very fundamental in the fantasy of ancient Hellenes. All the beauty of mother's love is found in the image of Demeter. She loses her daughter Persephone, which is taken by the god of death, god of the underworld. Aphrodite, the goddess of love, she is also a dolorosa mother, a lacrimosa mother crying over her child, which is almost killed at the war of Troy. And in Latin mythology, it's Venus, goddess of love, as she is called. She is a mother of crucified love, as Virgin Mary is the mother of crucified love. So we see this connection, mother losing her child, love as a baby which is lost by its parents when their love ceases, the mother of crucified love. Vivi and his lyrical character, he's the parent giving birth to love. And his love is slaughtered as a lamb, as a baby, and his love is like a crucified Jesus. He's the mother of Jesus. It perfectly explains this interesting voilette over the face of Vivi's. It's feminine and masculine traits combined together masterfully as he does. He is not only the mother of his love, he is the Venus. Yeah, because he's full of love, he gives birth to his baby love. So Vivi is not only the parent of the crucified love, he is the subject of love, and as one, he is Jesus himself. So the two axes are combined together. The manly traits of Jesus being crucified upon the cross of his lost love, and the mother of the lost baby, the womanish trait. So we can see this voilette perfectly representing that thing. Let's get deeper into the lyrics, into the literary text of the baby LACRIMARIUM. The first verse has those very symbols which are repeatedly used by Vivi in almost every other song of the neo-noir. Therefore, they are to be called the motifs, which are the motif of the moon. The character as if addresses his lady of choice, so it's as if a monologue of the character towards his beloved. Be my lacrimarium, he says, so let me shed tears into you, yeah, from eyes to eyes, from heart to heart, to share the pain which is further mentioned. Come celebrate, the character says. This celebration is also mentioned in Saturnalia and Saturnalia, where Saturnalia is a celebration festival devoted to the god who devours their own babies. This is a piece of irony. Love is about to be dead. Let's celebrate the death, which only leads to the resurrection of the further love of the next one. This is the motive of the repetition as a wheel of fortune, maybe, or as a yearly repetition of every new year. The Saturnalia is celebrated on the 25th of December, which is the date when Christ was born. So every year a new Christ is born. Every year that Christ is crucified, it's killed. The baby of the Virgin Mary is crucified just to be born again the next year. What Vivi means to say is that two people match together to produce love, the Christ of love. Every year their love is lost, their baby is dead. They come and they make a libation for failure. Okay, this love is lost, only to be reborn the next year, maybe with another lady of choice. Doesn't matter. Love is love. As Vivi says, love is a road to walk alone. So he walks alone. His character does it. Yeah? And every year celebrates with yet another Juliet to be poisoned, to be killed. In every song of the Néo-Noir, the settings are in the total darkness, in eternal night, where nothing to be seen, and the only way to find each other in the darkness, to be a little bit less lonely until the crucifixion, which again will set the people apart, is to navigate either by the beating alive heart or by the, as Vivi says here, by the rays of the moon in his eyes. It's a metaphor. The moon is a repeated symbol. It's repeated many times. It can be found in almost every song of the Néo-Noir. Along with the sunset, with the morning, with the dawn, all these symbols of the night and day and the circular movements of the sun and the moon, of the time moving forward from night to day and from day to night, it's very important for Vivi. As we find in Baby LACRIMARIUM, the moon in his eyes. In Echolocate Your Love, the sunset is mentioned. In Love-Letting, the night is angelus, the setting sun is mentioned, so the morning never comes. In the Run Away from the Sun song, run away from the sun, it means into the night, the moonlit hearts. In the Néo-Noir, Sunfall, the moon is mentioned in the Néo-Noir as well, holding at the moon for you. In the Forever Lost, Night Vision Heart, which is to be used only when it is night and the moon. Moon dial-it up, sun dial-it down, the sun getting down, the moon getting up, again the night time in Trinodia. Light up the dark, light the daytime, dark the night time. In the darkness, high on the dying sun, which is the setting sun, the end of the day, the beginning of the night, the realm of the moon, the black moonlight. Moonlight, which is black because it cannot kill the darkness completely. And in the Saturnalia and Saturnalia, near the funereal moon, nighttime hues. So the moon is a repeatedly used symbol. Vivi's character is the one who has moon in his heart, who has a moonlit heart, who howls at the moon. Somehow the moon is the symbol of Vivi's character. Again, the dichotomy of the dark and the light is of highest importance for Vivi. Everywhere he makes an antithesis between the light and the dark. He belongs to the light because the moon is full of light. There are the rays of the moon in his eyes, and the light is the positive force in the world, while the darkness is a negative force, is a negative axis which is opposed to the character. Still, he is to walk the road in complete darkness, in negative circumstances. In the next stanza, we see, stay with me, turn these cracks into ravines, deliver me, baby, LACRIMARIUM, waltz with me, to night falls, dead wax poetry, deliver me, baby, LACRIMARIUM. Stay with me, it's an appeal to the lady of choice to conquer the loneliness, to conquer the solitude, to stay together until the moment it's not possible anymore, when the crucifixion finally happens, when the baby is slaughtered. Until this moment they have their togetherness. So he appeals to the lady to share this. Turn these cracks into ravines. It's a metaphor which describes the pain a person comes through while having a break of the love affair. In the song in Trinodia, a kintsugi heart is mentioned, a heart which is full of scars, full of cracks. And as if a heart is kind of a porcelain thing, and it can be cracked. Yeah, it can be put together again, but still it has cracks, it has scars, it cannot be complete again. Once it's broken, it won't be whole again. And Vivi asks his lady of choice to turn the cracks into ravines. It's like a grotesque metaphor, into ravines. What kind of big heart it must be to have the ravines in it. A really big heart, first of all. And second of all, when the cracks turn into ravines, it means nothing can save this heart. This love is lost. He appeals to the lady to put an end, an abrupt end, to the sufferings, to the pain, to love which is half dead. So maybe the characters will finally have such a scandal, will finally have such a quarrel, after which they will bid goodbyes and meet no more. Yeah? It's better than kind of little bit of quarrels every day. Well, the next day they have to continue. Let it be the final one, the final cut, which leaves the heart in ravines. Waltz with me. Waltzing is also one of the most important symbols in the neo-noir. Waltzing, dancing, making rounds. Why waltzing? Okay, we know that a very passionate love is a tango, a dance to be danced together. The love depicted by Vivi is a very passionate love. Of course, it includes the motive of physical love, yeah, of merging together, of being one with each other, but also waltzing is about making rounds. So, very passionate love is a dance to be danced by the two, but it's a special dance, it's waltzing, making rounds. Rounds and rounds and rounds. It means the person is to repeat the same movements time over time again. The circle of the fortune, the circle of the year, the circle of everything to be repeated again and again, to give birth to the baby, to make it round and round and round till the moment the baby is killed, to cry over the lost baby, just for the next one to be delivered the next year. This is this roundness, the periodical nature of love. To Nightfall's dead wax poetry, actually the lyrical character of Vivis is a poet, accidentally, and when the love is lost, only an image of it is still alive in the heart. No love is ever forgotten. Meadow wax, the image of what is no more, the one of the nightfalls, it's a metaphor, yeah? Is depicting this Madame Tussauds gallery of all the lost loves. So the heart of the Vivi's lyrical character is kind of Madame Tussauds museum full of those dead wax portraits of all the lost loves. And as it is mentioned in the Forever Lost of the Four, the fourth baby is about to be augmented. So, well, not the biggest of the wax museums, yeah. The 4 portraits are there, but at least something. The title bird for the Forever Lost, you can check the analysis, a pretty one I've had the pleasure to make. Be mine forever and ever, Vivi says, but we know that this love, as any other love, is about to be crucified. How can it be forever and ever? Because though the baby of love is to be crucified, we know the image, the memory of love is never killed. It's forever there in that encyclopedia of the heart. In the Echolocate Your Love, Vivi says something about the chronicles of his heart, whatever, almanac of heart, encyclopedia of heart, whatever he says. And even in the video of the Echolocate Your Love, which I have had the pleasure to analyze, check it out please, there we can see a very thick book which Vivi somehow handles, or box or something. It symbolizes this heart memory, whatever love was there, dead babies of love, slaughtered lambs of love, Jesuses of love, all the 4 are there in the encyclopedia of the heart. Heart remembers everything. And heart is one of the most important symbols in all the Neo-Noir album. My heart sings the rain, Vivi says. One of the most beautiful lines, and it contains a very complicated raw of the images. The heart is a metonymy because one organ represents the whole human. A person is recognized by their heart, the most important, the only alive organ. So Vivi doesn't say, I'm Vivi, he says, I'm Vivi's heart, yeah? I'm the heart. Yeah? By the most important organ of the one sings the rain, a metaphor. The poetry was mentioned, now the singing is mentioned. Okay, Vivi is the poet and he's a singer. And his lyrical character also the poet and the one who sings, and his heart sings. So again, all the interconnections make it solid. It's very important for the poetry, for the art to be solid, not to fall into pieces. What we see in the Neo-Noir is a very solid whole piece. Yeah, like a crown of beautiful little diamonds. Bravo, again. My heart sings the rain. Instead of just saying shedding tears, I'm full of tears, I'm full of grief, I'm crying. No, it's metonymy, a metaphor. And in general, instead of saying with few simple words, making these beautiful raw images, it's a periphrasis based upon a beautiful metaphor and a beautiful metonymy. Bravo, bravissimo, for thee. Why thee? While thee is an old English word, because further we can see the image of Romeo. It's a Shakespearean motif. Thee, yeah, very romantic address to a lady. The Greek motifs and Shakespearean motifs occupy a certain place in Vivi's heart and poetic writings. Let me score you this eerie cotton call of yet another Romeo, dead but dreamy, or beautiful piece of poetry. First of all, I can see the ironic pathos. It's very funny, yeah? Let me score you this eerie cotton call. The love, the merging of the two bodies, hearts, souls, whatever can be merged, is a cotton call to be scored. Okay, let's swallow this metaphor we've done many times. Let's do once again. Of yet another Romeo. Funny, isn't it? Juliet takes poison, but she isn't dead. She is just sleeping, she's just dreaming. Romeo finds her dead, and he takes the poison because he wants to be dead with her. Juliet wakes up from her deadly dream to find Romeo dead, and she kills herself with his dagger. So both are dead. This is a Shakespearean motif which as a red line comes through almost all the songs of Villevalogy, this Shakespearean motif is kind of fundamental for Villevalogy. Romeo and Juliet are parents of dead love. See, when love is dead, it means, metaphorically speaking, the people who produce love are dead. When something you have, very important for you, is dead, you say, okay, I'm dead. In Shakespearean tragedy, Romeo and Juliet are physically dead. The physical death represents the negative effect the poisonous world has upon the pure human hearts. Every time when a person falls in love, he's a Romeo. When his love is dead, he's a dead Romeo. Just an undead Romeo, which is to be resurrected the next year for another waltzing round of love. And again, and again. Dear God, he's a Romeo who can't find peace in death. Every time he's walking again, Romeo, wake up, wake up. He's, what? I thought I was dead. No, you're not dead. Come, a new baby is to be born. Come, deliver it. And he has to get up from his nice necrophile area where he's in his sepulchre of love. He gets up and he produces again another love, okay, crucifies it, buries it, kills himself, and again is put into the sepulchre, just to be rewalking again and again and again, round and round again on the decay grounds. This is the phenomenon of love, how it's understood by Villevalogy. This is the nature of love, all these circular movements. This is why Romeo is dead but dreamy. It's a concept of a dream within a dream, yeah? Fourth concept. So Villevalogy's Romeo cannot pass away peacefully. Every time, round and round again, he has to wake up for another round of love and then again to be killed by the poison. The concept of poison, the world poisons the Juliet. In Villevalogy's conception of love, she doesn't take the poison from the bottle, vial, whatever. The world poisons, yeah, the poison of the world, of the now world round. And from her lips he takes this poison and he's poisoned and he's also dead, yet undead, just to be walking again for another round of love. To sum up, I will say that another verse has many verbs: stay with me, turn, waltz with me, pray with me, for the tearstorm of the century. Again, the appeals to the lady to share these beautiful last moments of love together until it's crucified for good. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to analyze Villevalogy's poetry. I'm looking forward to new pieces, and we have to summarize the neo-noir. It's coming soon because almost all the poems, these beautiful creatings of Villevalogy's, are already analyzed. So see you soon.